So anyway, I had to learn law versus legal. Um, Check out my page. I have it all on there. I had to learn law versus legal because I was gang stalked by the Freemasons for decades. So I served the government for fraud because we're all created equal and I should have the same rights as them, but they don't. These people are protected by way above governmental levels. And the since DCF and the cops human traffic the children, of course they're going to protect their bosses because there's big money. The number one money making for the so-called governments is human trafficking. Number two is drugs. The CIA are the drug dealers, which you can look it up. It's been declassified for a long time because I used to be an advocate when I lived in DC till I was 33.
So when they put drugs in my community, that's
Yes.
documented.
Panama Papers by Gary Webb. It was in the paper. He committed suicide.
I heard they orchestrated that.
Yeah. Hold on.
In the paper, it said he committed suicide. Two bullets.
Hold on a second. So since we have to play by TikTok rules, we have to use different words other than some of the words that are happening. I'm very sorry that happened to you and your child. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful by muting you, but I don't want this live banned. You guys please use code words.
I'm sorry. I apologize. What was you saying, madam? She was talking. You were talking, saying something. Where'd she go?
Empress, you have to unmute.
Oh.
I'm unmuted now, but they don't like me, and I'm protected by the Most High.
I'll say, but you know why? You can't. I know you're beautiful, but you can't agitize agitize them. You know what you do. You know what I'm saying? But look,
we have First Amendment rights.
If you had an afro,
we have First Amendment rights, and that's freedom of speech.
Okay, but you can't agitize them.
Don't apply to TikTok though, sweetheart, unfortunately.
All right, well, I'll speak in code then, but look up YouTube, Cestui CESTUI space QUE space DIE, and on May 1st of 1933, they tied everybody to the Cestui and
I'm following.
and Americans' gold and silver was stolen. In 1871, Lincoln didn't set anybody free. He created the model to enslave the rest of the world. Americans not only enslaved themselves, they also enslaved the rest of the world. So there's a lot of blood on American hands. And also in 1913, Woodrow Wilson sold us to the bankers or the feds. But from what I know people all over the world because I'm one of the people who exposed the Disney thing and the three-letter agency things. Like my sister-in-law, which works for the top three-letter agency, told me she didn't care and hung up on me when all this was happening to me. So it's deep, and people need to educate yourself because knowledge is power. And once you have that power, you're more powerful than them because they are, pulling from fear and, guilt and shame and all that, where if you operate in authenticity and love, then you're supernaturally protected. Because I shouldn't really be talking to you. I served the feds on fraud. And got Social Security for me, Social Security for that one son, and I got $50,000 for giving his student loans, and I didn't even ask for the student loan forgiveness. So, I mean, you have to stand up to these people, and I did it by myself, but I walk the narrow way. I treat others as I like to be treated, and my heart bleeds every day for these innocent people. I mean, look what's going on around the world, and it's getting ready to get real on American soil because the cabal is not going down without a fight. They love their money. The love of money is the root of all evil. So people, I believe right now, God is mad, and Mother Earth is mad that we've let these corporations, basically ruin her, and all that stuff. That there's so many technologies, like for gas-powered cars. From my research, oil is Mother Earth's blood, because she breathes. I also have an associate of science in computer drafting and design, and there's these little markers that mark the longitude and latitude, and they put GPSs in them, and Mother Earth even breathes. So please don't litter, and God's mad. If I were people, I ask for forgiveness, because God is merciful, but everybody needs to protect the children, because or the innocent, because even if somebody's 100 years old and they don't have the knowledge, they're still innocent. And then all these so-called agencies are lying to people and telling them they're the good guys, and also these secret societies, and they're actually the ones hurting everybody. That's the reason it's hard to eat or get a home or anything else.
What do you think about Bitcoin?
So I mean, it's off the chain, and I've been doing this since I was in my early 20s to advocate.
What about Bitcoin?
I told Slick Willie and Hillary, we had signs, but before they approved OxyContin, we told them that's a synthetic chemical. You get more addicted to it, and the body cannot process it. And he approved it anyway. And then during the 1997, when they approved it's called Title IV, and that they created the biggest human trafficking ring known to mankind.
Watch how we talk. Let's watch how we talk, baby.
So anyway,
I hear what she's saying, but
I'm just like over it, man. I'm over it. I'm silenced on this platform. I've had an account banned on Facebook when I was exposing Disney and trying to teach people why it's happening, because of legal fraud. But most people told me, not their child, not their problem. And I told them, it will be your child, it will be your problem. And that's 20 years ago. So, I mean, I'm like over it, and then also everybody's been brainwashed to blame the homeless. What?
You blame the homeless.
People blame you and look down at you if you're homeless. And the cops, there's some states like Florida and Colorado, if you're homeless, you have to keep moving. You can't stop. And it's also illegal in 15 states to be homeless now. So they're picking up these homeless people. Now, I'm okay to be homeless because I have a car, and it has to be registered, and I have to have insurance. And there's nowhere to park. I have a tent that fits my pickup truck. I have nowhere to put it. I can't sleep in my tent. I have to sleep in the fetal position in a 1987 Ford Ranger.